5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is About Space, America's return to space, with news and information on our U.S. space program.
From our About Space Today World Headquarters, I'm John Gomez. This week in space, SpaceX has grounded all Falcon 9 rockets after a launch failure, and an update on Boeing Starliner. This and more next, as America and the world is listening to About Space Today.
D&D Cruise and Tours is the official agent for About Space, and we invite you to come fly away to all-inclusive resort island destinations, or a cruise vacation from Port Canaveral, and even visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, or just come and see the parks. Call for a discount cruise or an island getaway or the Florida beaches. Call today. The call is free, and so are our services. Call 877-747-8631. That's 877-747-8631. We are Florida's group travel specialists.
Welcome back. On July 11th, a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base with 20 Starlink internet satellites as its payload. Unfortunately, the upper stage of the Falcon 9 rocket failed to complete its second burn properly, leading to the satellites being deployed into a lower than intended orbit. SpaceX and the FAA are looking into the cause of the failure, though at this time, no reason has been given. Until then, all Falcon 9s have been grounded. Falcon 9 issues are rare, to say the least. This is a rocket system that's had over 350 launches since June of 2010 and has only experienced one catastrophic in-flight failure back in 2015.
This was the first failure like this since 2015. They've had hundreds of successful launches, but during the second stage burn last night, there were two firings of that second stage. During the second firing, the start sequence did not go well, and Elon Musk, the SpaceX founder, reported that the thing came apart. We don't know if the stage exploded, if the engine simply exploded or not, but the fate of those satellites is literally up in the air. They said they had contacted 5 of the 20 satellites. They're trying to raise their orbit to get them where they need to be to operate, but it's not clear that's been successful. They're definitely in a lower than planned orbit, and so it's not a good day for SpaceX.
About Space Today news will have more updates as they become available, so stay tuned. Lastly this week, an update on Boeing's troubled Starliner spacecraft, which is still docked at the International Space Station and will remain there for at least another 2 weeks per NASA and Boeing. In spite of the setbacks, astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams are in good spirits.
I thought I would take a few minutes and talk about the first couple of days of the mission when we were in Starliner. So let's start there. Launch was spectacular. I mean, truly amazing. And then we got into our operational capabilities checks, and the spacecraft performed unbelievably well. We have these things called Hooper-Carper's rating scale, 1 to 10, 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. I've never given a 10 in all my flight test year, a 1 in all my flight test years on a Hooper-Carper rating scale for handling qualities, but I was tempted. That's how precise this spacecraft controlled in all aspects of the various tests we did. I won't go into those details of what the tests were, but it was truly amazing, the precision that this spacecraft held.
I'll just add a couple other things once we got onto the space station. We still had a lot of checks for Starliner, and those all went really well. One of them was practicing for safe haven to make sure that we had all the emergency equipment that's laid out that we need to have to get into our spacecraft and use it as a safe haven in case something happens to the International Space Station. There was also a couple other tests with habitability to make sure that the spacecraft is ready to support 4 people. We grabbed a couple ISS crew members to come in there with us and go through all of the actions, and as well as checked out the ECLSS, the environmental control system, pretty thoroughly throughout all these tests. And it really worked very well. So we are really satisfied with putting more people in the spacecraft once we get back and we work through all the issues that we've found already.
Unfortunately, while there is no official return date set for Starliner, the date of July 31st has been floated. That's the same day that Polaris Dawn is scheduled to launch from Cape Canaveral. Stay tuned to About Space Today News for more updates on Boeing Starliner. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, AboutSpace.today, for launches and landings, and invite your family and friends to listen weekly. You can find us on your favorite podcast platforms like Apple, Spotify, Libsyn, and more. So make sure you press that like and subscribe button. Be sure to join David Denault twice a month for Special Report, and Don Meyer every Friday for America in Space. Whether you're listening on the International Space Station or just on your phone, thanks for joining me. I'm John Gomez, and you just learned a little bit about space today.